You become what you think about most of the time. In fact, your life is a reflection of all the thoughts that you had for years, for decades, that have created, crafted your own identity today, your state of being, how you know yourself to be, that identification that you have with your name, with your body, with all of these things in your life, right? It is what is creating, causing, attracting the same things in your life, because we want to remain consistent with how we know ourselves to be. So to change anything in our life is to first accept that I have created this somehow in my life. I might have done it consciously, mostly subconsciously, but I have to take responsibility, because the moment I take responsibility, I can now start questioning the belief, the thoughts, the programs, the decisions, how I show up, the emotions, right? I can now start to let go of what's no longer needed. I can now start to cleanse the past. I can now start to stop bringing all that crap and that heaviness and those emotional baggage to pollute the future and what I want to create. It's simply understanding that I cannot bring the hurt and the resentment and the judgment and all those negative thoughts with me in the future and expect to create anything different. So the moment you realize that, and this is a big part, ownership is a massive part because it empowers you tremendously. You can now start to look and ask the question of, how did I create that? What are the thoughts? What are the beliefs? What are the mental and emotional patterns that must change for me to start living the life I want? So you gotta first also have the clarity about what it is that I really want in my life, right? But assuming you already have that clarity, you must start to embody and be and reprogram your mind. And the mind loves repetition. In the same way you have conditioned who you are right now to repetition over and over and over and over again, showing up in the same way, making the same decision, the same thought every day for a long time. It is time to start conditioning your mind with new thoughts, with new affirmation, with those mental exercises that you can do every single day, to start knowing yourself differently, to start thinking greater, to start seeing life, to start seeing yourself, to start seeing your ability, to start feeling worthy, to start giving yourself permission, to start loving yourself, to start forgiving, to start letting go, to start doing whatever is required for that personal transformation to happen. And then it's a matter of also embodying through your decisions and through your actions in your life that new self, because you cannot remain afraid or in the comfort zone of the past and simply hope that things will happen without you being an active participant in your life. Example, you want to start your own YouTube channel, you can affirm it, you can see it, you can visualize it, you can try to get away from those fearful thoughts. It's one thing, but you also gotta go create the channel and post the goddamn video, right? Nobody will make that video for you. And that's a big part of change as well, is showing up as my new self would if I already had what I wanted, right? If I already had what I wanted in my life, how would I be showing up differently today? How would I be dressing differently? How would I be talking differently? How would I be carrying myself differently? How would I be spending money differently? How would I be living differently? How would I be feeling differently? How would I be thinking about myself differently? And this is a big one, right? Especially around worthiness and self-love. Self-love is the biggest enabler to give ourselves permission to be greater, to stop hiding, to step out, to love ourselves, to let go of the old thoughts and programs and patterns that are no longer serving us. The more we can love ourselves, the more authentic we can be, and the more loving we can be toward others and toward the world, because what we give out comes back. So really the process is simple, but it simply requires persistence, determination, and a lot of self-awareness, because the more you become aware of all the thoughts, all the belief, all the perception, and how those are being projected on my world and how those are creating things in my reality, whether they're big, whether they're small, they're all compounded together. And when you start challenging some of those beliefs, when you start challenging those perceptions over and over and over and requalifying them with a new vision, with a new paradigm, with a new way of seeing reality, with a new way of interacting with yourself and life, every single day when you show up differently like this, you are sending a complete different message to life, but also to your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is constantly listening. And so over time, what you're doing is you're reprogramming your mind to new beliefs, to a new identity, to a new state of being. And your state of being is always being objectified in your life. So very fast in the process, you will see signs showing up, synchronicity, people, evidence that support how you've changed. The key is to not drop somewhere after 2 weeks because you didn't see the big shift or the big transformation or the big thing that you expect, right? And then go back in doing the same old thing, go back in having that, go back in being, having lack of faith and all of these type of things. And often people do that, right? They go there 1 week and then they go back. They go there and they go back. And that's because the old self has so much momentum, so much energy that the mind is sneaky and cunning. The mind program will try to pull you back into the old program that feels safe, that feels comfortable, and that you know. And this is why showing up and stepping, embodying who you want to be can bridge the gap faster. The moment you see it, you feel it, and you act it, you're in complete alignment. And you might not be getting that result straight away, but at least you're showing, and now you're getting evidence, and now you're acting, and now you're feeling, and now you're experiencing a complete different self. And you keep it up, I promise you, you will see big, big result in your life. Let me know what you think down in the comment, guys. I will see you next time. Be well.